Imagine being born with nothing, no parents, no safety net, just a sibling you love and a dream to escape poverty. Now, picture working tirelessly for 15 years abroad, sending every penny home to build a future, only to return and find out the person you trusted most, your own sister, has taken everything for herself. Samuel was born in a small village in Nigeria. Life was hard from the start. His parents passed away when he was just a boy, his mother from illness, and his father not long after in an accident. As the eldest child, Samuel had no choice but to grow up fast. He became both a brother and a parent to his younger sister, Anita, who was only 6 years old at the time. With no inheritance or extended family to fall back on, Samuel hustled from a young age to provide for himself and Anita. They lived day to day, struggling to afford food, but Samuel never complained. He knew that if they were going to survive, they only had each other. And he promised himself that one day, things would be different. One day, he would build a life where neither of them would have to struggle ever again. When Samuel turned 22, a rare opportunity came his way. A friend helped him secure a visa to Europe. It was his chance to escape the poverty that had defined his life. Samuel promised Anita, now a teenager, that he would return home to build something great for both of them. With nothing but a small bag and big dreams, he boarded a flight to Europe, determined to make a better life. Once in Europe, Samuel's life became a grind. He worked multiple jobs, cleaning offices during the night, working construction during the day, and waiting tables on weekends. Every cent he earned, he saved or sent back to Anita in Nigeria. For 7 long years, Samuel toiled away. When he had finally saved enough, he returned to Nigeria, bought a piece of land, and commissioned Anita to oversee the construction of a house for him. "Anita, I trust you," he told her. "Make sure everything is done well. I want this house to be my home when I retire." Anita agreed eagerly, promising her brother that she would handle everything perfectly. Samuel went back to Europe and resumed his grueling schedule, sending money regularly to Anita for the house construction. Each time she sent him pictures of the progress, the walls going up, the roof being installed, Samuel felt his dream coming alive. When the house was finally complete, Samuel went a step further and sent money for 2 luxury cars, a gift to himself for all the years of hard work. Again, Anita sent him photos of the cars parked proudly in front of his house. Relieved that everything was going as planned, Samuel focused on one last goal, saving enough to retire and return home for good. He worked for another 8 years, planning to start a business once back in Nigeria. To make things easier, he asked Anita to open a bank account for him so he could start transferring his savings directly to Nigeria. She assured him everything was in order, and Samuel felt at peace knowing his future was secure. After 15 years of hard labor, Samuel finally decided it was time to go home. The day he arrived at the airport, Anita and a family friend named Collins were there to welcome him. Samuel's heart swelled with joy. He was finally back where he belonged. But instead of driving him to his new house, they took him to a hotel. "Why aren't we going home?" Samuel asked, confused. "There's a small renovation going on," Anita explained with a smile. "Just a few days and everything will be perfect." Seeing one of the luxury cars Anita had shown him earlier parked outside, Samuel relaxed. If the car was real, the house must be too, he thought. He trusted Anita. After all, she was his sister, the only family he had left. But days turned into a week, and still, Anita made no effort to take Samuel to his house. Every time he asked, she gave another excuse. Growing suspicious, Samuel finally demanded to know what was going on. After days of pressing, the truth came out, and it shattered Samuel's heart. Anita had indeed built the house and bought the cars, but everything was in her name, not his. The bank account, where Samuel had been sending his savings, was also in her name. For years, she and her husband had been living in the house, driving the cars, and spending Samuel's money. Now, they had no intention of giving anything back. When Samuel confronted her, his voice trembling with rage and pain, Anita looked him dead in the eye and said, "It's all mine now. Do your worst." Samuel was in disbelief. "Anita, why are you doing this to me? What did I do to deserve this? I raised you. I opened a boutique for you. I paid for your children's school fees for the past 5 years. Why would you betray me like this?" But Anita remained unmoved. There was no guilt in her voice, no remorse in her eyes. "It doesn't matter," she said coldly. "What's done is done." The betrayal hit Samuel like a freight train. All the years of sacrifice, of working without rest, of dreaming of a better life, it all crumbled in an instant. The stress and heartbreak overwhelmed him, and right there in the hotel, Samuel collapsed. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors confirmed that the emotional shock had triggered a stroke. Now bedridden and unable to move, Samuel lies in the hospital, his dreams shattered and his body broken. Anita has not visited him once. Family members have begged her to reconsider, to at least show some compassion for the brother who gave up everything for her. But Anita refuses to listen. She and her husband continue to live in the house Samuel built, drive the cars he paid for, and spend what little remains of his savings. Thank you for watching to this point. Before we go, here are 4 bitter lessons that we got from Samuel's story, and that we would like to share with you. Number 1. Trust, even in the case family, should be verified. Trusting family members blindly, especially with money and property, can backfire. While love and loyalty are important, transparency and proper documentation are essential. Samuel's mistake was not confirming ownership early, assuming his sister would prioritize his interest. Always remember that trust is earned and verified, not just assumed, even with loved ones. Always ensure proper paperwork and legal protection when entrusting anyone with your assets. Number 2. Sacrificing too much for others can leave you empty-handed. In the story, Samuel poured his heart, soul, and wealth into helping Anita and her children, believing they would reciprocate his kindness. Instead, they took advantage of his generosity. Family love should be a two-way street, but unfortunately, not everyone will appreciate your sacrifices. Note that it's good to help others, but never do it at the expense of your own future or well-being. Prioritize your stability first, because not everyone you help will be grateful. Number 3. Not everyone you love will love you back the same way. Samuel believed Anita would always remain the little sister he raised and cared for. But the harsh reality is that people can change when money and power come into play. Her betrayal was a painful reminder that love and loyalty are not always reciprocated. The big lesson here is that people, especially those closest to you, can hurt you in ways strangers cannot. Be prepared for the possibility that even family may not have your best interest at heart. Number 4. Emotional stress can have real physical consequences. Samuel's stroke shows that emotional trauma is not just a mental burden, it can manifest physically and have life-altering consequences. Betrayal, especially from family, can lead to depression, anxiety, or severe health issues if not managed properly. Always learn to guard your peace and well-being, even in the face of betrayal. Learning to let go, though difficult, may be the only way to protect yourself from breaking down. This story is a harsh reminder that not every act of love will be repaid in kind. It teaches us the importance of boundaries, self-protection, and being mindful of whom we trust, even family. What steps would you take to protect yourself from such a betrayal? If you were in Samuel's shoes, how would you handle this situation? And what advice would you give to someone who finds themselves betrayed by the people they trust the most? Once again, thank you for watching up to this point. Please do not forget to subscribe if you have not yet done so, and kindly give us a thumbs up and share our video also. we would like to read your comment on which part of the video most resonated with you. See you in the next video. Bye.